hungry for the knowledge, and they want to refresh what they've learned earlier and see whether things have played out, etc., etc. But yeah, so this morning we was going for listen to some affirmations, and for people that don't understand, what we're saying about these affirmations and why, they do sound a little bit, I will be rich, I am wealthy, I am. Well, I think it comes down to the basics of. Ready for this one? This is the big one. You ready? You become what you believe. I think that's what it is. You become what you believe. Yeah. You tell a child long enough that he's dumb, that he's a naughty boy, blah 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 blah. There's a very high possibility he's going to grow up wicked and bad, because he's been told that for his whole life, that he's bad and he's naughty and whatever it may be, and he starts believing that. So he embraces that behavior. So the affirmations, when you talk around, you say that, I am rich, I'm wealthy, money flows to me, etc., etc. And you say these affirmations over and over. Your attitude changes and the universe opens up for you. I'm a great believer of this. It might sound a little bit, oh, here we go. There's people, as soon as you start saying the word universe, they start getting a little bit, oh, here we go, the universe. But you have to believe, guys, that there is something bigger than yourselves. Yeah, you cannot be so ignorant and so small-minded to believe that the world and life is just you waking up in the morning, jumping in your motor, going to work, coming back, watching TV. It's more than this, all right? And for sure, there are powers outside of your understanding, your comprehension, that dictate this world, and definitely believe it. If you believe that, your mind is a powerful thing, and you do believe that you can manifest and you can create your own reality. Well, you have done so far. So far, you've created your own reality. The things that you've chosen to do, you've gone and done it. Yeah, you've chosen to be here this morning, and look, you're here. So if you want to take that one step further, what about if you choose to be rich? What about if you choose to be wealthy? What about if you choose to be a better person? What about if you choose to get yourself in shape? And then the next thing I see you a year later, and I'm like, rah, Jason looking wham, He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just woke up one morning and I decided that I was gonna just get in shape, change what I was eating, change my habits. And at that point in time, boom. This is the power of, affirming the things that you want from life. Have you ever been driving somewhere, you're in a hurry, and you're like, yeah, boom, there's gonna be a parking space right outside. And you get there, and as you pull up, someone leaves from that parking space right in front of where you're going to, and boom, that's your parking space. Now, someone might say it's coincidence. I hear you. But someone might turn around and say that, you created your own reality. Yeah. If you want to we can start getting deep into this whole, everything's a simulation and the mind is powerful and meditative. But just on a basic level, guys, if you are positive and you are saying the right things to yourself, okay, there's a lot of people that are not very nice to themselves. All right. Let me say that one more time. There are a lot of people out there that are not very nice to themselves. They say horrible things to themselves. They don't believe they are worthy. They don't believe they're smart enough. They don't believe they're attractive enough. They don't believe they're, thin enough. Yeah. And I'm telling you, that energy just leaks out of you. You walk into the room and it's like, I know that you think you're not attractive enough. Yeah. Whereas when you tell yourself the right things, you walk into the room, and even if you are 7, you just look like a 10. Because the energy is coming outside of you. You're thinking to yourself, this person's beautiful. And it's the same principle across all spectrums, I believe, guys. And we have to have the right attitudes to money, especially within my culture and how I have grown up. The attitudes to money has normally been what? It's too expensive. Don't look at that, it's too expensive. or these people got money, or you understand what I'm saying, or save, work hard and save, and this, that, and other. Well, the attitudes are changing, the world's different. And I don't never tell my child that this is too expensive. I tell him if he wants something, he's gonna have to work hard to be able to get it. He's gonna have to do this, or he's gonna have to do that, or maybe he might have to do this, or maybe he might have to learn how to do that. You can have it, yes. Every time we drive past, my son's name's Aston. So whenever we drive past the Aston Martin showroom, I tell him, boom, you're going to buy me one. He says, yes, I'm going to buy you one then. Yeah, and he's going to have one, And how's he going to go about doing that? We speak about how he can go about doing it. We have to change those energies. We have to change those mindsets. We have to make everything be tangible, be possible. Yeah, all things are possible. Guys, good morning. God bless. And let's get into it. All right. So yesterday we was looking at US 30. All right. And US 30 was in an area of some consolidation in this little area here. So I'm going to put a vertical line in yesterday's session. And yesterday's session, I think I labeled keep it simple, stupid. I think. All right. And yesterday's Breakfast Club was about here, approximately in here. Okay. And we saw how this, this market was in here and was going sideways in here, was doing some kind of sideways hokey cokey. I said it was actually consolidating within a little consolidation. All right. It was like in a little square in here, inside of a larger range here. So I think when I drew it, actually you can still see it here. Look, there you go. If I lie that, it's there. All right. See, I thought I'd have to draw it, but that's what we drew before. The market was kind of in this little range. Let me try and make this darker so somebody can see it. Because I know it's kind of in this little range, but inside of another range. Let me try and draw this a little bit better because it's not very clean. All right. And, we can see here this market on, both occasions kind of made an indication, kind of made a retracement, so about 50% of the consolidation range, okay? And then we had a continuation, all right? Now, this one was a little bit iffy because I was still taking into consideration this larger bit of structure here. But have a look. We can clearly see here, I'm on my 5-minute time frame, what somebody can see it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Boom. Indication. Boom. Correction. Boom. Continuation. Okay. And for that purpose, for that reason, if somebody said to me, Jay, I'm not going to lie to you, I got into a little US 30 trade like this, it was an aggressive entry, must stop above the last high, I'd say to you, okay, I get it. All right. And at the moment, you'd be profitable to the tune of about a 1 to 6, 1 to, let's just say 1 to 2, just round it up. It sounds like 1 second. Here we go. Every morning, watch. Not yet. Daddy's on a call. Not yet. It's charging. Not yet. It's charging. I'm on a call, please. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm on a call live to the world. I'm making recordings. Can you come and say good morning and then leave, please? There you go. There you go.
I just shoot some people out.
You just shot some people at Fortnite.
Okay.
Well done. Well done. I don't know. Shut my door, please. It's like a comedy, innit? It's like I'm running a comedy skit now, innit? Every morning. One second. Told you, half term? Like, take them to school. Let them go to school. Just look after them. They don't have to teach them nothing. Just let them be at school for a few hours in the day so they're not here. Yeah? Just like a play scheme. Let them run around, play with bricks and sand. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Big up all the parents that are dealing with just the youths just around, yeah, half term, yeah. Okay. Having to try and find things for them to do. All right. So anyway. So we see an indication, correction, continuation coming down here, all right? Now, we did identify some big concerns, which was some imbalances up here and up here. Guys, I still think we're going to come back and collect these imbalances at some point, all right? We're going to come back in here, dive up in here and collect at some. But at the moment, remember, we don't know what the market's going to go and do. That's why I had my alerts either side, and we haven't had an indication. We had 2 indications. One at this smaller range indication, have a look. One at this smaller range, and I'm not even that small, to be fair. Yeah, on both instances, I'm not in that small. Here I'm on the 15-minute time frame or the 5-minute time frame, and we can see here that we had an indication. We had a correction that didn't break 50% of the consolidation range. I've given you guys so much source in regards to certain things. All right. I've spoken about when you have a consolidation, if you see markets closing above 50% of where it was consolidating, start being a bit iffy that maybe it's going to go in the opposite direction. And then this was just a liquidity grab. But we came up here, we didn't close past 50% this smaller blue range. And then we came back down here, closed below. That was an indication, that was a correction, that was a continuation. If you hit the button, you would have been in even earlier. I personally didn't, and I actually wasn't able to get into this trade is I was out on meetings, okay? But coming back and looking at it, I can see exactly what I would have done if I was there. So that would have been an earlier entry, giving you a more of a 1 to 2. My only concern about this entry here was the fact that, I kind of earmarked this place as a range of consolidation. The market came down here, made a low, came up here, made a high, and then started trading kind of within that range. Even though it was within this narrower blue range, it started trading within that range. And you can see I even identified a little bit of imbalance here that I said the market could have done this, capture the imbalance, and then come all the way up here to capture this liquidity. That's what I said yesterday. Run the tape back. That's what I said. I also said we don't know what the market's going to go and do, and we're waiting to see what we look for. And what we look for is C. All right? That's my handwriting. Okay? We're looking for that all the time. And we're looking for it in line with the bigger picture of what's happening in the bigger picture. All right? So the bigger picture, was that this market potentially came up here, have a look, banged its head on this bigger Russian doll here. Right here, this is where it banged its head, have a look. Ouch. Yeah? And then we saw a bigger indication, breaking some structure. And then we saw a big old correction. And possibly we're now seeing a continuation that I would like to see come all the way down to these equal lows and beyond. All right? Because we're expecting to see lower lows, lower highs, and then lower lows. That's what I'm hoping. All right? However, we still do not know what the market's going to go and do. That is just my ideas. That is just what I believe could possibly occur. All right? So therefore, we can see at the moment, this market is making some lower lows and some lower highs and some lower lows. All right? So what can we do right now? Someone's saying, if they're not already in the trade, I don't know if anybody's already got into the trade, maybe somebody caught that in that trade. What would I say was happening right now? Well, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Well, personally, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, I have to trade what I see. Okay, I have to trade what I see. I have to be nimble in the markets. All right. And what I can see right now is these markets making lower lows and lower highs like so. After coming back on a big correction, pushing deep into this area here, look, closing all this imbalance that was here. All of this was, because look, let's rewind it. Remember, this is all about perspective and all about understanding where we are. So previously, let's just rewind back in time. Have a look, I'm on a 15-minute time frame, but I could be on an hour, I could be on whatever, doesn't matter. Previously, we saw this happen where the market jumped off a cliff, all right? Whee! Jumped out of this window right here, okay? After touching the top of our Russian doll, our largest structure, okay? We saw the market jump out of a window, breaking previous structure, breaking it. The market said, let me make it a different color. It did a nosedive out of here. All right. At that point in time, on the bigger picture, we're thinking to ourselves, indication. You see how I'm talking about this bigger picture, this Russian doll? Don't make me bring up the Russian dolls again. Don't make me bring them up again. Well, I'm bringing them up again. Let's bring up some Russian dolls. Let's go. Let's bring them up. Yeah. Because the visuals of it must make you always remember, must sit in your mind, make you think to yourself, what is happening? What is the shape of that bigger picture? That's all I want you guys to remember it. So this bigger picture created this ceiling, this yellow line ceiling here. And the market, the smaller little guy inside of here, like this guy, or maybe this guy, was trading up nice and big, and he got to the top of this bigger picture. Hit the top of that ceiling, can't go any further, and this is going to break outside the top of this Russian doll's head. It has to stay within this construct. See, this, all of these things can fit within this construct. That's how these Russian dolls work. You open one, there's another inside, there's another inside, there's another inside, there's another inside. All right, so this construct was this yellow line. Okay, and the market came up there and it hit the top of that yellow line and said, oh, okay, that's the ceiling. All right, premium up here, very expensive. And then someone said, I'm ready to start taking some profits, and they just dove off a cliff. Sell, sell, sell. And for us, that straight away said indication of what this market wants to do. We understand that after we see this market dive out of a window, we are expecting a correction. Like we're not even thinking to ourselves, oh, we've missed the trade, it's gone, blah blah blah. Now we understand that the market's moving waves and we are expecting a correction. All right? And we sat there and we watched it. Correct. And close up this inefficiency, which is imbalance that was sitting all in here. Yeah? All in here. There was imbalance. All in here. There was imbalance. Okay? It was inefficiency. And the market said, sorry about that inefficiency. Let me give you opportunities to get in. And when it got up into this level here, it said, okay. It checked everywhere, looked left and right. Is all the customers happy? Are we okay? All right. And it seems as though the market has done with that energy and now wants to continue doing what it wants to do. Have a look. Seems like it. And let me ask the question. Does what I've said so far make sense to everybody? Now, let's start at who does it make 100% sense to? Is there someone that it makes 100% sense to, or are you still?
Yeah, it makes.
King Louis says 100%. Cool. I'm not concerned about King Louis. All right. Anybody else? Let me a better question. Is there anybody else that this doesn't make 100% sense to? And I want you to say no. It doesn't make 100% sense to me if it doesn't. No, 100% across the board, but I'm happy about it. I'm happy if everybody here that makes 100% sense to. Because if that makes 100% sense, I'm telling you, you are 70% on your way. And maybe even more. The bigger picture, all right? The bigger picture we're looking at and we're saying, okay, this is what this is doing on a bigger picture, but I can't just trade trying to get in and out of a trade today based upon what's happening on the bigger picture. Because I'm looking at this like, okay, yeah, this is great. Indicate it's coming down now. Broke structure, made a lower low. Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, yes, I can't just hit the button for a sell because I understand the market moves in waves and wants to correct and wants to close imbalances. And that's what it was doing when it pushed all the way up here. And then it closed this imbalance. Now this imbalance doesn't exist no more. It's gone. It's been closed. If I was using my little tool, this fair value gap by Spaceman BTC, this imbalance will no longer be here. It wouldn't come up when I turn this on. It wouldn't come up. Look, the only one that's coming up at the moment is over here on this 4-hour time frame. Okay? Because it's been closed. Now the market's now continuing to do what it wants to do. And if that is the case, what it means is that the market's made a lower low, a lower high, and then we're expecting to potentially see a lower low. If that is the case, if this market is truly turning around. So therefore, if this market right now, which is starting to break some structure, not on the 4-hour time frame, hasn't broken any significant structure. If I go to my 1 hour, on the 1 hour, we've broken some structure, which would be in here. Why is it in here, Jay? Because I've drawn a line touching the last low before the highest point. And at the moment, we've broken that and closed below that. We made a retracement in here. And we're just about any minute now, yeah, within the next 20 minutes or so, who knows, gonna make a closure below it. So on a 1 hour time frame, you know, maybe now right here, we may be turning around and getting a 1 hour indication, correction, and continuation. Maybe on a 1 hour time frame, taking into consideration this little level in here. Yeah. On a smaller time frame, of course, there were earlier entries because look. Over here, if I was on a 15-minute time frame, I would have had to draw a line like this. Why would you have had to draw the line like that, Jay? I don't understand. I don't get it. Why? Because I had to touch the last low before the highest point. And as we can see that the market indicated smash of where it wanted to go. Yeah, just about here, maybe there was a closure. I was very tight. Corrected. continued down here, and we could have turned around and said, okay, I'm taking an aggressive entry like this. We would have been annoyed because after we got into that entry, the market just went sideways for like a day, for a whole weekend. But then it eventually started ticking away. Look, it's the exact same strategy: indication, correction, continuation. And that's me dropping down to my 15-minute time frame. Should I drop it down again? Let's have a look if I could drop it down again. Let's go to our 5-minute time frame. Let's see whether or not our strategy just works on every single little Russian doll. I can see that some structure in here. I would have to draw a line like this potentially. And there was some structure in here. But to be fair, I can't really see on the 5-minute time frame the correction and the continuation. It just kind of poured through that level. Yeah, so it would have still been in here, the correction and then the continuation down here. Let me drop it to a 1-minute time frame. Maybe just a smaller one. I'm showing you the strategy of one particular power play that we teach. This is one power play. There are many other ways you can execute trades also, but this is all you need. All right, it's all you need. I could be here trying to teach you a gazillion things. This is all you need. Have a look up here. Look, have a look. Have a look. I'm giving away the Zaus. This is the top of our Russian doll, this yellow line. I would have had to draw a line like this. Have a look. Can you see the line? Why have I drawn that line? I've drawn that line because I want to touch the last low before the highest point. And therefore, this would have been an indication. Have a look. This would have been an indication. This would have been an indication, yeah? This would have been a correction. The market would have been dancing around here. This would have been a continuation as this candle closed. Have a look at the entry. How? Aggressive stop would have been here. Personally, you're so high to the top of this mountaintop, this would have been a really solid stop above this swing high. Yeah, that should have been like very, very safe stop for 40 pips. But you was aggressive because you just wanted to be aggressive and you got in here for 22 pips. Have a look. Have a look. Looks good to me. Looks nice to me. That's a 1 to 9. Furthermore, if you decided to stick around in that consolidation, it not only went for a 1 to 9, that's a 1 to 14 or 1 to 13 and a half. Now, everything I've just showed you is not magic. It's not I'm just making it up. It's the same strategy. And if you 100% understood what I showed you on the 1 hour or 4 hour time from whatever it was, you can understand how I've been able to get a 22 pip entry that potentially ran for a 1 to 10 and then a 1 to 14. Because it's the exact same way. And I'm not trying to say that 100% of the time this is going to work, but 85% of the time it's going to, or 80% of the time it's going to. Whatever it is, you're going to have an edge by understanding that market structure and price action and how the market indicates where it wants to go, then corrects because it trades in waves like this. And because it doesn't like imbalance, and a lot of the time when you see a big indication from a key level, it's normally quite aggressive. It's normally a big old push with strength and speed. So when that strength and speed occurs, boom, the market's going to leave imbalance that the market likes to come and fix. Even if it doesn't completely fix it, it likes to at least tap its finger in. Say, oh, look, yeah, you wanted to buy it at £10. Look, it's at 14, it's at £13, bro. Come on. Like, dig in your pockets, bro. Sorry, I can't go all the way back down to 10. I just can't. My boss ain't going to allow me to. But look, £12.50, you can have it. It at least likes to come back, do a little correction, and then continue and go about its business. Maybe, at a later date, it's going to be like, you know what, damn, we need to collect some more customers. And it's going to come all the way back in here and close this imbalance. Maybe, baby. All we can do is trade the information that we see. If we see the information there, we can trade it. All right? If you guys understand that I'm telling you you're 75, 80% of the way, then we can start getting a little bit more advanced. Then we can start understanding, times, certain times, how we're going to trade from certain times, certain sessions. Remember before we was looking at Asian session, the energy outside of the Asian session. We was looking at the energy within the London session, then the New York session. Yeah. Then we can start understanding, taking those retracement trades, which are against the trend and where we should be getting out. Then we can be working on how we can scale into our positions. So instead of us having 1% going and doing a 1 to 4, we can have 3 positions, still only risking 1%, but now they're going to be doing collectively a 1 to 12. This is going to get a bit more advanced when you're a bit more deeper into the risk management, a bit more deeper into, because this bit is easy. This bit is just bread and butter, like basics. Like, oh, I get this bit. Now, how do I really take all the meat off the bone? Now, how do I pass my challenge in the best possible way, in the safest way? Now, what times should I really be trading? Because, you know, I can't get to my screen at this time, at that time. So how should I trade? Should I be trading with a limit order? Should I be trading with market execution? Should I be looking at a much larger time frame? Because Jay showed me how to get all the way in this trade on a 1 minute time frame and a 5 minute time frame, on a 15 minute time frame, but my life doesn't allow me to get into that trade on a 5 minute time frame. So therefore, I've got to work this trading into my life, because I can't just quit my job and all my commitments and sit in front of my screen. But I want to get to that point. So how do I do what I've learned to do in line with my lifestyle? These are all things. I know people here, they turn around and say to me, they whip out their laptop in the truck or in the van, and they're able to take some trades. Okay, so if that's the case, what is your target? Is your goal to turn around and say, I can take 1 trade a day and I can double up my money on a daily basis, okay? And that's how I'm going to trade for a little while, because that would allow me to get my wins up. That will allow me to scale my account. Is your plan that you're trying to get a track record of profitability for the next 12 to 24 months, so that you can take that to an investor and say, listen, here's 24 months track record, 2 years of profitable trading that you can see I've made year on year. First year I made 22%, second year I made 30% returns on my money, and now I'd like money. Here is verified history of my profitable trading, and now I'd like you to put some money behind me. I've been doing this journey for long enough. In that time, I've grown a little prop firm account. I've grown a little personal account, because it must be a live account. I'm giving you guys the source. If that's your plan, if you're now looking at your age, you're looking at your journey, like, okay, in the next year, it might be a year. Maybe it might be to get somebody who wants a year's worth. It's not probably going to be less than a year. You want to see a year's worth of trading history, and your plan is, okay, and get this, and this will be a great plan, guys. Have a look. You ready for this plan? Take out your notepad. You ready for the plan? The plan is, A, you are absolutely glued to Unity. You love the family. You're here. You learn. You suck as much education as possible, of course. And then you make sure that you understand the strategy inside and out. And then you take the next step of opening a demo account with a prop firm. Now you take the demo account with a prop firm, knowing what you know, understanding the strategies, and you trade that profitably, at least for a month. Yeah, at least for a month or so. Just to say a month. Okay, you trade it profitably, where like you've taken some trades and you're winning more than you lose, and you're actually profitable. Even if I'm not saying you're winning more than you lose, you're actually profitable. That's the main line, because you can lose more than you win and still be profitable. All right. And then you take the next step of actually getting a live prop firm account where you put some money up, whether that's for a 10K account, 50K account, 100K account. Yeah, and we've all spoken about our prop firm challenge that we're going to be doing. Prep. All right. So get ready for that. I know some people are preparing for that. Okay. And we're going to trade that profitably with some accountability. We've seen how this accountability works. We've seen a couple of times, you know, I've pointed out, a couple of family members have sent me trades like, yep, I've got into this trade. And I'll be like, yeah. You sure, mate? You sure about that trade? Why did you get in? Because I'm not just going to say to you, no, get out, because you don't learn anything about that. And if you get out now and it goes to hell, you're going to be like, oh, Jay told me to get out and the trade went from 1 to 100. So I don't do that. I'll just ask you the simple questions. I'll let you hang yourself. I'll give you the rope. I'll say, go find somewhere high, yeah? Get a little step ladder, yeah? And take this rope and look at your trade and all the things that you've done wrong. Start tying the rope up. Hang yourself, yeah? Because if you're then looking back at your trade, because I'm making you be accountable and I'm saying to you, Alan, but why did you get into that trade? Because I'm looking at it and I can't understand why. If we're all trading a similar strategy, unless you're doing something else where you're just, you know, you're praying to whoever God you believe in and you're just shaking a chicken foot and hitting the button. But if we're trading a similar strategy, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. If we're all speaking the same language, I've never heard this word that you're speaking from your mouth. I don't understand you. But if we're all speaking the same language, we're all speaking Chinese, Japanese, and you say something, a sentence, I should understand what it is you're talking about if we're speaking the same language. Even if you hear a word that you've never heard before, because I'm probably, I'm more eloquent than you, or you just don't know that word, you should generally kind of understand what I'm talking about. If I'm looking at it and I'm like, Jason, I don't get it. I don't see why you got in there. I'm like, Darren, I don't know. I'm looking at it, I don't know. That's that accountability where, for example, we spoke with Jason, he saw it, he protected his position, he took himself out of the position because he realized he got in there at the wrong time, he got in there a little bit early, and it went to hell, it went against him afterwards because there was no reason he should have been in. It actually went against him. And he's looking at that and he's thinking to himself, A, because of that accountability, he didn't get burnt and take an L on his account. And B, he's never going to do it again now. It's having, I'll tell you guys, if we was all trading in a trading floor together, sitting in a room, we could have King Louis walking around and just slapping people in the back of the head, saying, there's news coming out in 2 minutes, what are you doing? We could have Sister Abana walking around making sure everybody's in the right mind frame, that their mindset is in the right place and their emotions are in the right place. And saying, bro, I'm not, you come in the office, you're a little bit arsey, you're slamming doors, you've got a funny face, are you sure you want to be at the markets controlling £1 million? I don't think it's your day. I think maybe you should go to the park and have a little walk around. Take off your shoes and ground yourself, push your toes in the grass. Yeah? We could have a Dre walking around and saying, bro, just slapping guys, big hand, back of the head. There's no correction there. How are you in the trade? Oh yeah, I'm on the 30-second time. You're on the 30-second time frame with the £1 million that you're supposed to. No, don't get out of that, mate. And we can have that accountability to make sure that you stick to your rules. But the problem is that that's not necessarily feasible straight away right now. And what happens is when you're left to your own devices, you just turn into a madman or a madwoman. You start doing some stuff that you're not supposed to do. So this is why I say to you guys, when you take a trade, go back over that trade. Even once you're in the trade, you've hit execute, you've taken the trade, go back, look over it again. Is there a reason that you're in that trade? Did you get in a bit early? Did you click enter? You was waiting for a 5-minute close and you just clicked enter at 4:47. It was counting down, there was 15 seconds left before the candle closed. You just entered the trade. But what you actually clocked, when you actually look at it now, there was no 5-minute close. It came down there 15 seconds and started going up. Didn't close below your level. So therefore, you shouldn't have been in. But the human factor, and we are all human, means that your little finger just twitched and got you in the trade early. And now the trade's going against you, going in the wrong direction, you're about to take an L. And when you look at it, it's like you can't even understand why you got in. So we're going to be holding each other accountable as best as possible, from a digital perspective, whereby, people are going to be disclosing, Jay, I'm in this trade. Or, King Louis, I'm taking this trade right now. Or Sister Abana, like, what do you think about this? And we're going to be able to talk. And I want you guys to start not giving advice, but start giving your opinions based upon your knowledge to other people. Not just me. Don't just fire your questions at me. Because I don't want to hold this position of, oh my gosh, Jay is all-knowing, and I'm going to ask him all the questions. Because A, I'm not all-knowing, and B, you're not learning anything, and other people are not learning anything by doing that. We're a community. Converse amongst yourselves. It's because you're going to talk to somebody also who's maybe on your level and be able to go, yeah, and I was thinking this, I was thinking that. And then maybe you could turn and say, we'll ask Jay, see what his opinion is. Yeah? But I don't want it to be the case that you're not engaging your own brain. This is going to be a good opportunity of us all doing this. I'm going to market it. I'm going to put some flyers up, put some posters in the group, etc. But, I was just trying to coordinate with a couple other things that's going on that, I don't want to keep talking about, but, it is what it is. All right. But the reality is that you guys are getting some source solid every morning. And I can see from all of the energy coming from you guys that you guys do know, you do understand, you do see certain things, but that has to translate into results. Okay. Because we can do romance for a period of time, but it's going to come a point when it must translate into, you get me? Action. Yeah? Can't just keep taking you out and spending big money on bottles of champagne. I'm sorry. At some point in time, we got to take a step forward. Yeah? So all the romance, all the education, all the like, yeah, we're here, boom, 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 and we're understanding, and I know this is liquidity, but it's got to translate into, I've now got my demo account and I'm trading it profitably. I've now got my funded account, and even though I'm going to start my funded again in whatever my time or with the community, maybe I've just taken a little 5K one, a little 10K one now, spend a little $100, and I'm just seeing how it goes. Because I'm telling you, when you pass your challenge, it's not just the fact that you've passed, it's an affirmation. It's like it's affirmed in your mind that, wait a minute, I can actually do this. I can actually become a trader. Yes, you still got to pass again, and then you still got to be profitable, but it's a step. You know, this is education. This is like, you start at, GCSEs, and then you go to your A-levels, and then you don't just go straight away, you're doing the university, you just get your bachelor's, you just get your master's. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that in any walk of life. So ask yourself, where are you? Are you in primary school? Are you still playing with bricks and sand and just crayons? Are you still bringing me those fraff pieces of drawing that my 4-year-old brings me? Both of them, in fact, certain times bring me just fraff. And I'm that dad. I would just basically say, that is fraff. What kind of drawing is that? Why have I got no legs? Because I know that he can draw me with legs. So I'm that dad. I'm sorry. Don't just bring me fraff and give it to me. All right. So you need to understand, if you're at a place right now whereby you're fraffing about, you're going to need to get to the point where you're going to say, you know what, I need to take another step forward. I need to start drawing that picture as best as I can draw it, with legs and 2 arms and a head. Like, I need to take that step to do my demo. I need to take that step to do my funding. I need to take that step to maybe putting some money in my own account. All right. You have to. From time you can do that, that's the progress that we need. So I'm going to be holding everybody accountable. I'm going to be sending people out a form that they can complete, all right, to tell me where they are, so that we can kind of do a kind of like, when you go to school and you get a report, yeah, when you have to come in there with your mum and she's to make you sit beside you, and when the teacher said some wicked stuff, she should give you that look or squeeze your hand, or better still, I see some people just catching a slap in the hall, yeah? That's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to keep each other accountable so that we can, because I know it can get a little bit, I don't want it to be just to get into this routine of Breakfast Club, blah, 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 but you're not taking those steps forward for yourself. All right. Otherwise, there is no, it's just entertainment there. Yeah. They say, education without application is just entertainment. Do you understand what that means? Education without the application of that education, it's just entertainment. It's like you might as well be watching, Gladiators on TV. Yeah, you might as well just be watching this Breakfast Club. Might as well just be some kind of entertainment on YouTube, some podcast that you just watch it. Without the application, it's just entertainment. Yeah, but if you apply your education, something completely different now. You now start to transform into the thing that you've learned. All right. Cool, you get my point. All right, so we're here right now, and we have seen this market indicate correct. All right, we're still in this correction phase. Is it going to come and close down below this wick on a much larger time frame? I don't know. Is it going to push all the way up here into some imbalances first that we can see? I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm a patient trader. And I'm a patient trader because I don't need to sit here all day long with my mouth open looking at this. I can turn and say, okay, I missed this entry up here or here. The market is making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. The lower high might come up into these levels, might do. So I can put an alert over here when the market crosses up. See, crossing up. And if I want to, I can write about all the information, blah, 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 about what it means when it crosses up. Okay. If you're an organized person, which you should be, I can also place an alert below this level when the market comes and closes below there, crossing down. And then I can make a decision when it does cross down. Am I going to get into this trade with my stop just above this, wherever it turned around? Okay. Or am I going to get into this trade because I think it's a much bigger trade with my stop above here on the basis that this market, because of the type of trader I'm going to be, so I don't want to be in here constantly. I would prefer to take a longer trade, a bit more of a swingy trying to trade, that this market should be coming down and closing below this level. Am I going to be in here trying to get this market to close below this level? All right. Personally, I would say no, you don't have to do that. And personally, I'd prefer you guys keep it a little bit more nimble than that, just so that you learn more. You're not sitting around for days on end, crossing your fingers. But then again, there's nothing to stop you from doing both. take a smaller trade, 0.5%, 0.25% like this, just letting it run on the basis that you're aiming for this market to close down below here and maybe beyond. There's nothing like you're training, you're learning. Why not take a bigger trade? Instead of risking your $50, risk 25 and say, I'm going to leave that one and see if we get down here. And for all you know, by Friday, you're like, rah, we got down there. Okay, maybe this is a strategy. Maybe when I'm taking my trades, I take a bigger trade, just letting it run. Yeah, that's my hedge, just letting it run. And then I take smaller trades in a day kind of setting of seeing what money I can get in at the market within a couple hours. Maybe that's your strategy. I can't turn around and say to you, this is what you should do. And when I hear educators turn around and saying that, how dare they say that? Well, they're 18 at home, living out their mum's, their small room, or they've just bought themselves a little one bedroom. It's crazy. I watch this stuff. Oh yeah, I just got my 1-bedroom apartment, man. I'm a penthouse. I made it as a trader. Bro, you're 19. You're paying a 1-bedroom apartment. And you can sit there all day long. That's your life. I'm happy for you. But don't make out to say that somehow you've made it. That's just your decisions. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not in that scenario. You've got kids, you've got this, you've got your own commitments, you've got mortgage, you're here, there, everywhere. You have to go to work, you've got commitments. So you can't trade like that. You can only trade how you can trade. You can only work it around your setting. And I say it's very, very important that you understand, what is your setting? Who are you as a trader? Yeah, because when the sooner you can work that out, the sooner you can work on your negative elements of what are your problems, and you can, more importantly, focus on where your strengths lie. How can I tell you where your strengths lie? I don't know. I don't know what you do behind closed doors. Yeah, I do not know. You know what you do behind closed doors. You know, Jay, I'm always getting these trades early. I don't know what it is. I'm just impatient. Or my psychology just gets the best of me, and Jay, I start taking 10 trades in a day, loss after loss after loss. You know, you must be honest with yourself if you really want to become a trader, you really want to turn these things around. It's the same with a lot of things, guys. There's guys out here saying, yeah, they're going on holiday in, I don't know, a couple months' time, but yet they're still boxing off the biscuits. And when they get on holiday and the belly's swinging, yeah, or they're not looking 100, you know why. I can't just judge you from the beach, because from the beach, for all I know, you just lost 2 stones, and this is what you look like, and then therefore it's a great achievement. But you know you haven't lost 2 stones because you haven't been doing the work. So you've got to identify, why haven't I been doing the work? Why haven't I been eating right? Why haven't I been closing my trades when I'm supposed to close my trades? Why have I been risking more? Then have a look. Cashback Forex. I tell people, this should be your best, this should be your favorite tool. You should be in here. But yet sometimes I hear people now, they still don't know how to use this. They're still sending me stuff and I'm like, well, you don't have to use this yet. Let me explain to you right now. When you open Cashback Forex, for whatever reason, they give you the ability to put the actual price in here. Let me use a Forex pair first. GBP USD. I'm letting you know. I'm saying it again, loud and clear, on the camera, on the mic, yeah? Recording it for the world to hear. Cashback Forex position size calculator allow you to actually put the price in as an open price and stop loss price, or, which I have advised you to do, you hover over this little thing where it says stop loss price. And then you click this. I don't know why they made it so complicated. I don't know why they just didn't give a little button, very clear. Who knows? I don't know. But that's how they decided to do it. You want to switch to stop loss in pips. Watch when I click it, watch. How simple that looks now. Now, when I've measured out my trade here, and this is whatever pip size here, look, for argument's sake, I'm saying, okay, I want to get in this trade here. That's 70 pips. With my stop loss above this level here, I go to my Cashback Forex and I just simply write in here 70 pips. I write in my account balance in here. I write in my risk amount. How much do I want to risk? Do I want to risk 1% of my whole 100 grand? We spoke about this. Or do I want to risk 1% of what I'm able to lose, which would be 10 grand? Or, which would mean £100,000, but in here, 0.1% risk. They're both the same difference. All right, if I do 0.1% of 100 grand, this is the risk. if I make this 10 grand, I make this a 1% risk of 10 grand, or worst case scenario, when you're doing it like that and you're trading on your prop firm account, I will allow the more advanced traders to say, Jay, I trade at a 2% risk. The advanced traders, meaning $200 off of your $100,000 account and your overall 10,000 quid loss. But a safe place will be here. Okay? That's how you use this cashback forex. You change this to pips. Look, not like, you don't want it looking like this in price and you're going, I'm writing in 1.24. You don't, for so many reasons, you don't want it like that. Because remember, even when you're looking at these charts, they're going to be different more than likely to your broker. So the price is not going to be the same. It's going to be slightly different. So forget about trying to draw in the numbers here. Here, pips. And let me explain something to you. When you go to your indice markets, you're going to have to work out what your contract size is. Same way, look, I go to US 30, I go here, I change it to pips. Now in here, for whatever reason, it makes you have to click this question mark first. I don't know. Click to enter contract. I don't know why they made this thing so complex and why they just don't do it automatically. Who knows? I don't know who developed this. Yeah, you're going to click this question mark and then look, your contract size pops up. Now you're going to have to work out what your contract size is, meaning for argument's sake, if you put 10 pips in here, all right, and you only want to risk $100, all right, you only want to risk $100, 10 pips. This is saying that your lot size is 100 lots. Now that looks incorrect to me. Even without me hitting the button, that looks incorrect. But then again, who knows? It depends upon your broker. You're taking a 10 pip zone, maybe it is 100 lots. How would you check this? Let me tell you how I'll check this. I'd take a trade initially, tiny. As tiny as possible. I'd mark out my 10 pips and I'd try and take it as tiny as possible. I'll put in a 0.1 or 0.01 in there, whatever's the smallest, to see that when I put that down and then I drag out my stop loss on my MT5 over that 10 pips area, is it $100? Or do I drag it out and it only says $10? If I drag it out and it only says $10, well, obviously I'm too small, and instead of me putting in the 110 lots, for argument's sake, it should be 100 lots. Yeah? Or if I start dragging out and before I get anywhere near that 10 pips, we're already at $100, going to $200, $300, $400. Well, I understand that I'm too big, that this is incorrect. And what I'm going to need to do is change this contract size to look something different. Maybe it should be 10. Therefore, 10 lots is going to equate to my $100. Now, there is another way you can do this. You can go into your actual MetaTrader 5, go to the pair, look for where your contract size. But I personally would actually test it. I'd test it. Because then you will know now. You will know how much 10 lots are. How much 10 pips means in lots. So as soon as you're pulling out your zone and you see it 20 pips, in your mind, you already know 5. You see a zone which is going to be 50 pips, you already know immediately 2. And you start seeing these calculations. 2 5s equals 10. 2 50s. So you know when 50 pips is going to be a 2. You start already knowing what your lot size is. Like, I don't need to work out my lot size more time out of 10 because I know what my lot size is. Especially if I'm dealing with a broker for a particular amount of time. I know what the lot size is in my head. Do you understand? But I'm saying to you initially, don't be telling me you don't know how to use this. If you don't know how to use this, I'm thinking, how are you getting in a trade? How are you working out your lot size if you don't know how to use this calculator? If you're using a different calculator, fine. Please do be using a calculator. Especially if you're trading different pairs. If you're just trading one pair over and over and over again, after a while, you're going to know the lot sizes. Yeah? So say, for example, I'm getting in this trade here, boom, I can see this is obviously on an hour time frame, which I probably wouldn't be taking this trade. What I'd be doing right now, which I've taught you guys how to do, is understanding that this was an indication. Have a look. Sorry, guys, I'm on one this morning. This is an indication. Yeah? This is a correction. And if this market is going to continue doing what it has been doing, then I can drop my time frame down. It's 15 minutes. Drop my time frame down. I can get to a 5 minute. Structure isn't great here. It was going up and up and up and up. It made an indication here. Boom. started correcting, but went straight past this level of structure, and then it's not, didn't give us no continuation. All right. And at the moment here, unfortunately, the structure is not very clean in here unless I drop my time frame down to 1 minute, which I don't really want you in there, but I'm going to do it just to show you. In here, we can see structure now in the 1 minute time frame, and this market's pushing up here like so. And therefore, if I am savvy enough, which you guys do not have to be here, listen to me when I'm just telling you. I'm probably going to stop showing it in the morning, but I don't know if it's a tease. Yeah. But you do not have to be in a 1 minute time frame. But let's imagine, it hasn't happened, but let's imagine it starts to break structure now, which I don't think it's going to do. I get a feeling it wants to push up into this imbalance. But here's structure. Yeah. Here's some structure. Here's some structure. Here's some structure. Even at the moment, it's looking like maybe there's a little bit of structure, but this is on the 1 minute time frame. So if I see the market doing indication, correction, continuation, I could potentially get in this early. I'm gonna stop aggressively above the last high if I wanted to. Look at that, it's 20 pips now. Look, straight away my brain's going 20 pips in lot size. I know immediately what that 20 pips in lot size looks at. I just told you, it's gonna be 5. See, because I know it. So I've got my 1 click set up in my MetaTrader 5 with a 5, and I've got it prepped already. 5 lots already in there, and I'm just waiting for the candle to close. And if it doesn't close, cool. I delete that 5 lots out of my 1 click, and I wait and see again what it may be. That's how I prep on market execution. If you're not doing market execution, you're taking limit orders, well then at that point in time, it's like something slightly different, and you might turn around and be like, okay, Jay, I actually think it's going to come and close into this imbalance as well. So I've placed a limit order here with my stop above this high over here, and I'm going to work. And I'm putting it in for 70 pips, and I'm doing the same thing over here, but for 70 pips. And I'm putting in 1.4, or really, if I really wanted to, I'm even putting in 1.3. I'm being conservative. Oh, sorry, I'm adding my spread times 2. Spread might be half a pip, so this may be 71, 70 would be fine, no problem. I'm being conservative, maybe 1.3 I'm putting in there, and I'm putting in that limit order to execute, which is going to be a sell limit. When it comes in here, it's going to trigger as it comes in here, and it's going to keep going, and you don't know about it because you're at work, and then it's going to start turning around, and you're going to say, wow, that limit order was successful like that. All right? That's what a limit order is. Yeah, we're going to go through, making sure that everyone's very clear about how to use their buy limits, buy stops, sell limits, sell stops, and market execution. You see how right now I'm happy that everyone gave me 100% confirmation that they understood what was going on with our basic structure, because then we can start going into so many other things. How can we take trades with buy stops? How can we use buy stops and sell stops to mitigate our risk? How can we, use buy limit orders in larger trades? How can we use our limit orders in investments, stock investments? How can we place a buy limit in a stock, saying, you know what, I would really like to buy Apple, but only when it gets to this price? You can set limit orders with stock investments. You can set limit orders with your Hargrave and Lansdowne account. You can. And without you knowing, you've been triggered into buying some Apple at a really good price. And now you're happy. Regardless of whatever happens, you're happy that you bought at a good value. All right. So at the moment we're watching this, I put my indicators in, my alerts in, and I'm waiting to see Guan. Any questions? Any questions about anything? Any questiones? We've only got a few of our regular soldiers on this morning, but I'm still happy. Any questions about anything? Good. All right, let's go and look at FX, what's going on in the world. Sorry. I know Al's probably, I've seen him swapping connections, so I'm getting he's going into office or doing some things. Al, anything we need to watch out for? Anything happening in the world? Been a bit quiet from this.
Yeah, just some CAD news today, Grand Rising all. Wednesday and Thursday is a lot of red folder news. It's going to be very volatile Wednesday and Thursday. The lot of sentiment, obviously a lot of things going on in the world. China Japan's going in recession, Germany in recession, UK in recession. Yeah, as I said, if you trade the euro, you trade the yen. Yeah, you need to keep your eyes on what's going on in those economies. But yeah, today's CAD news. If you trade US CAD, that will be definitely be volatile for that pair or any other CAD pair. But the days to look for is Wednesday, Thursday, where there's going to be some US news. Any questions, anyone?
So I'm going to ask you a question. The Japan going into a recession. What does that mean, and what can we expect to see in these Japanese pairs? Let me go to the JIXY, JXY, and have a look. But what does this mean now, and what can you foresee happen?
Japanese is weak at the moment. The yen, due to the fact that they're on negative interest rates, and obviously it's going to be a lot of pressure on the central bank, the BOJ, to do something, i.e. to pull it at zero. I think the whole financial market is waiting for them to do something, waiting for that pivot. Until then, it's just going to be very weak, the yen. However, the JPX, I think it's a JPX, I believe.
JXY.
JX or JPX, yeah, JPYX has been weak, but the JP22 USD has been really, really strong. Yeah, that's just been really strong.
The JP2. I know you're talking about. You're talking about the index, Japanese index.
The index, yes, has been very strong. That's going against the grain. But we're all waiting for what the BOJ is going to do. If they pivot from negative interest rates, then that will strengthen the yen. Until then, the yen is going to be weak.
Okay, so the JP225, well, we can understand why it's been rallying, right? It's the same principle, I guess, in with US 30 and the dollar. And I suppose, if the Japanese, go on.
Yes, sorry, yes, that's true. However, the markets are, again, everyone's in a bullish mood, betting against the Fed. But as I said, there's the correction coming, because the market is, overbought at the moment, as you can see. But yes, they've been going the same lines as the US indices. They've been very buoyant, thinking that, interest rates, the US are going to be basically taken down a bit or two, but that's not going to happen because of the strong jobs market. But again, the Japanese economy's got its own problems, and the BOJ they're going to be watching the BOJ next month to see if they do a pivot. I think that's going to be the turning point.
So I was more so just coming from the perspective of, obviously, if this Japanese yen is just losing strength, then obviously investments in this index of these Japanese companies, in more outside money, it's more attractive of them coming and buying those companies and pushing this index up. That's really where I was kind of coming from, that school of thought. I don't know what you're.
The yen is weak. Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, it's more attractive for me to sink my money into it.
Yeah, it's more attractive for foreign investors. Yeah. The yen is so basically the crux of it is, if a currency is very weak, it's attracted to foreign investors. They get in. Yeah. Right. So that is something that we all must understand about economics, right? Again, if the dollar's weak, same principle applies, right? And that's why you see, the US 30s, the US 100s even gain more strength due to the fact that, the dollar's weak. So, people start investing. Yeah. Right. When the dollar's strong, it's the opposite. Yeah. Right. That's why the market falls. So again, saying that, yes, the yen is weak, people invest because they can see they're in it for the long game. Yeah. In it for the long game. They know what's going to happen. Bank of Japan have to do a pivot at some point. Yeah. To help the economy. Right. So, and normally sometimes if the US dollar is, too strong against the Japanese yen, the Bank of Japan intervene. Yeah, they tend to intervene and prop up the yen, right? So Yeah, absolutely right, Jay. Absolutely right. But I think that the Japanese economy was the third or fourth largest economy in the world. As I said, I think I put something in the group. US, China, Japan, Germany, the big four, right? I think UK is either sixth or seventh economies in the world. It's still part of the G7. However, as I say again, Bank of Japan next month. That's when you need to be looking at the yen.
Fantastic, great analysis and a great understanding, guys. Just to have just those basics of understanding the relationship between the strength of a currency and how their index market of their top companies, how it affects them. Because obviously, your pound or your dollar, whatever it is, whatever your currency is stronger now. It has more buying power, I should say, in that arena. And that's what we've seen there. And we can see a great reflection of that in this JP225 USD, which is their index, the Nikkei, okay? And the strength of their currency, if I do this, JXY, see? This one's going to hell, which is the currency, losing strength. And this one's going to the moon, all right? There you go. Those little things there, that's not just a trading a bit of education. That's like a life education. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, you now know, like, when the currency's weak, like right now, if you go to, I don't know, everyone's had like, have you been to Thailand? My boys be like, bro, I went to Thailand. I bought 10 suits with my name stitched on the inside, custom, wrapped around their biceps and made absolutely fantastic. And there was £20 each. I bought a leather jacket made bespoke for me because their currency is not as strong as yours. So you're going over there with your dollars and you're the man. You're living like a god. It's all about the strength of their currency. Yeah. And therefore, yeah, if it was the opposite other way around, you wouldn't be going somewhere mad where your currency, they're not coming over from Thailand, coming to the UK and buying 20 bespoke suits. Because they'd be like, yeah, I paid an arm and a leg for it. Back home, I could have bought 300 suits for the amount I paid for 2 of these. Yeah? Guys, good morning. Guys, I'm going to play a video. It's from a black accountant talking about accountant exposes the UK's tax system. So the tax system isn't designed for you. I haven't watched it, but it's going to be interesting. So we can watch it in this one. If you can stay on and watch, something that's going to teach you. So I try to play a variety of things, guys, that are just going to be a difference from you jumping in your car and listening to the new Vybz Kartel album. You understand what I'm saying? Or sitting at home in your office and just hearing, whatever banter, that we can hear something in the background that you might learn something from. It might trigger something like this. Well, this Unity family is about personal development. We're just choosing to start here with trading, but it's about personal development. Yeah. And just so you know, reach out. There are people in the community that, mental health practitioners, people that are about mindset and motivation, people that are about your spirituality. Book a session, to have your, seeing how you are spiritually, where you are in the universe, etc. There are people in the community that do all different bits and pieces, and we are a community and we're all here to help each other. And believe me, whatever struggles that you are going through, health, mind, financial, relationship-wise, I guarantee you there's somebody else in the community that has gone through the same thing. And maybe they cannot fix your situation, but they might be able to help offer a shoulder. Might be able to tell you, what? This is what happened with me. This is what I think you can or can't do. Yeah, and that's across the board for business ideas, property, data, tech, e-commerce. All of these people exist within the community, and they can't wait to help you. They can't wait to say, oh, this is what you want to do. Maybe you want to start up a charity or community interest business. You want to do something. You want to believe me. Put it out there. Don't just use the group to wait for me to put something in there, about trading. We do want it trading related. I don't want people to be putting in there this weekend, the new bashment dance that's coming out, your cousin's having a rave and no, that's not what the community's for. You say that for your own little groups. But anything personal development-wise, anything positive, drop it in there. You're going to help somebody. if it gets a little bit mad and you're dropping nonsense through, I will message you on a runaway and be like, I'm not going to allow this in the group and I'll remove it. Yeah, but it's hardly ever going to happen. We've had some people in the past that's abused it, just started throwing all their raves in there. Okay? That's not what I want the group to be about. But anything positive, guys, or anything, or maybe you're going to go and say, guys, dude, does anybody know a web developer? Or does anyone know a logo designer that can help me? Boom, someone's going to hit you on a runaway. Do you understand? Yeah, use it for your benefits, guys. But good morning, God bless. I'm going to play this exposing the UK tax system. And hopefully it's going to be a great little. I haven't watched it, so I can't rate it. But when I see villagers them saying something positive, I like to listen. Yeah. So let's do that. Pause this. Let's say good morning. Let me do this. You should be able to see my screen and listen to what they're going to say about the tax system. Can you see my screen? Should be able to. Can we?
Yeah, I can see your screen, bro.
Fantastic, guys. Good morning. God bless. For the people that are at home, like, subscribe, share. This video will be available on YouTube. I'm going to name it. Ooh, I don't know what I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it something. All right. Let me catch up with my AI companion. All right. And guys, you can always use that AI companion as well. You can press it as well. You should be able to click the link and see a kind of catch up of what the session was about. All right, this is AI, the power of AI, all right, being used through the Zoom. And also, let me just stop this. So, yeah, thank you for the people who watched at home. Like, share, subscribe. Guys, get my subscribers up, please.